If someone handed me 500,000 naira today and said, Micah, invest this money, I honestly don't think the decision is as straightforward as most finance videos make it seem, because what 500,000 naira means depends entirely on who is holding it. For one person, it's money they could replace in a few months. For someone else, it's years of disciplined savings. But regardless of who you are, nobody wants to make a bad investment decision. And while you are busy waiting for the perfect opportunity, your money isn't. It's not standing still either. Inflation keeps doing what inflation knows how to do best. So if this were my own 500,000 naira, what would I actually do? Well, I probably wouldn't give everyone the same answer. In fact, I have two completely different ways I would approach investing this money. And which one I'll choose has very little to do with whether I am bullish or bearish on the Nigerian stock market. It comes down to one simple question. If this 500,000 naira dropped by 30% tomorrow, would that change your life? Or would it simply pain me or you if you're the one investing the money? That isn't a risk tolerance question or quiz. It's an honesty test, because the right investment isn't always the one with the highest potential return. Sometimes it's the one that matches where you are financially. Now, before we go any further, let me make one assumption. This video assumes this is money you have deliberately set aside to invest. If this is your emergency fund, money you would need for rent, school fees, or to pay off debt in the next few months, then I wouldn't invest all of it. I'll probably keep part of it somewhere safe and easily accessible. But if this is money you have intentionally set aside to build your own wealth, then I think there are two sensible ways to approach it. The first is for someone who wants to build wealth faster. The second is for someone who wants to protect wealth first while growing it steadily over time. Neither approach is universally correct or better. The better approach is the one that fits your situation. Now, before we jump into where to actually invest your money, depending on the paths you decide to take, do well to smash the like button, guys, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The goal is for us to get to 100,000 subscribers before the year end, and the only way you can help the community get to that is by subscribing to the channel, liking, and sharing this video. All right, have you done that? Have you done that? Let's jump right into today's video, guys. Let's go. Now, if I wanted to build wealth faster, this is the path I would take. Not because it's the safest, it's quite the opposite. It's because I am deliberately accepting more risk in exchange for the possibility of much higher returns. In fact, let me tell you something I have noticed. Most people buy speculative stocks completely backwards. They see a share, trading at 5 naira, 8 naira, 10 naira, and the first thing they think is this stock is cheap. Imagine if it gets to 100 naira. But the truth is, that's not how good investors think. A low share price by itself tells you absolutely nothing. A 5 naira stock can still be expensive, and a 500 naira stock can still be cheap. The first thing I'm looking for isn't the price. It's the catalyst. What has changed in this business that could make the market value it differently over the next 1, 2, or even 3 years? Only after I find that answer do I start looking at the stock itself. Then I ask a second question. Has the market already noticed? If everybody is already talking about it, if every investment influencer is already recommending it, there is a good chance a lot of the opportunity has already been priced in. And then comes the third question. Does the stock actually have the characteristics that allow big moves to happen? I'm looking for businesses that are still relatively underfollowed by institutions. Companies where trading activity is still fairly light, because when good news finally arrives, or when institutional money eventually starts paying attention, the share price can move much faster than a heavily traded large cap stock. Now, let me be very clear. Those same characteristics also make these stocks much riskier. Prices can swing widely, liquidity can disappear, and getting out isn't always easy as getting in. That's why this isn't a strategy I would use for my entire portfolio. It's a strategy I would use for only the aggressive part of it. So if I had 500,000 naira and I deliberately choose this part, I would put 250,000 naira into a speculative opportunity. One company that's currently fits, the filter for me is Ella Lakes. Notice I didn't say I bought it because it's trading at around 8 naira 50 kobo. In fact, that's probably the least interesting thing about it. What caught my attention is what's happening inside the business. Earlier this year, the SEC approved a 2.9 billion naira rights issue, giving the company fresh capital to expand. Though that was not fully met by them, I still think that a catalyst in the future could push the stock price of this company upwards. Management has said that it's moving beyond the heavy investment phase of the business and into commercial execution, with its crude palm oil mill coming on stream and its plantation program continuing to scale. That's the catalyst I'm waiting to be on mainstream media. Now you look at the market characteristics, it's really still relatively a thinly traded stock. Institutional coverage is limited compared to Nigeria's blue chip companies. Trading volume can spike dramatically whenever new information enters the market. That combination is exactly what I'm looking for in a speculative investment. I'm not really looking for certainty, I'm looking for potential. Now, does that mean Ella Lakes will double? That's absolutely not the answer. It could still disappoint. The expansion could take longer than expected. Execution could fall short. The market could simply ignore the story. That's why this isn't me telling you to buy Ella Lakes. It's me showing you the type of opportunity I'll spend my time researching if my goal was to build wealth faster. After that, I'll take 200,000 naira and put it into somewhere much more predictable, commercial papers. Because while one part of my portfolio is chasing growth, I would still want another part quietly generating a known return. Think of commercial papers as lending money to established businesses for a fixed period in exchange for a fixed return. You're not trying to predict where a share price will go. You are agreeing on your return before you even invest in that business. Right now, there are opportunities paying somewhere around 23 to 27% per annum, depending on the issuer and the tenor. Now, the higher the returns, the higher the risk. But what commercial paper does for my portfolio is that it gives it stability, while the speculative side does its thing. You can leverage on platforms like Get Equity to invest little amounts of money in commercial paper. Finally, the remaining 50,000 naira goes into a money market fund. Not because I'm waiting for a buying opportunity. That's a strategy we'll talk about in the second part. This money has a different job. It's my buffer. Even if I'm taking the aggressive route, I still like having a small amount that is liquid, relatively stable, and still earning a decent return while sitting there. Today, some of Nigeria's money market funds are yielding around 18 to even 20%. And some of the best money market funds out there include Stanbic IBTC, ARM. You also have Meristem Money Market Fund. So the money isn't sitting idle here. It's simply giving me flexibility, and that's the entire portfolio. 250,000 naira in a carefully researched speculative opportunity, 200,000 naira in a commercial paper, 50,000 naira in a money market fund. Now, if I choose the second part, it would be because my goal isn't to grow my money as fast as possible. My goal is to build a portfolio that I could still be happy owning 5 years from now. Notice the difference, guys. Part 1 asks, how much upside can I find? Part 2 asks, how do I avoid making expensive mistakes while still growing my wealth? And because of that, I wouldn't invest the 500,000 naira immediately. I would actually do something that sounds boring. I would put the entire 500,000 naira into a money market fund first. Now, some people hear that and, start thinking, so you're telling me to wait. Guys, that's not exactly the point. Because while I'm deciding what to buy, the money isn't, sitting in my bank account and earning almost nothing. It's still sitting in a money market fund and earning high yield for me. Today, several money market funds, like I mentioned earlier in Nigeria, are yielding high returns, with funds like Stanbic IBTC Money Market Fund offering negative yields of around 17 to 19%. So the objective here isn't to maximize return, it's to remove pressure from my back. One of the biggest reasons investors make bad decisions is because they feel they have to deploy all their cash immediately it comes. That's not the point, guys. I'm not that kind of person. I'd rather earn something while I take my time finding the right opportunities. Once I've done my homework, I'll begin moving that money into 3 different buckets. The first bucket is for income. This is where I'll look at right. A lot of people think real estate investing starts with when you have tens of millions of naira to buy lands or a house. That's no longer the case. A REIT allows you to own a small piece of an income-producing real estate portfolio without buying the building yourself, and especially if you have little capital. If I wanted steady income alongside potential capital appreciation, this is where I'll start looking for. Examples of them include Union Home REITs. It's currently yielding around 8.8%, while UPDC REITs has also remained one of the better known options on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. The point isn't that these yields are spectacular. The point is diversification. I'm adding an asset that behaves differently from ordinary stocks. Then comes the second bucket. This is where I'll put the largest share of my money. high quality Nigerian businesses trading below what I believe they are actually worth. Not because they are popular, because they are good businesses. This is where I borrow a page from Terry Smith's investing philosophy, one of my investing mentors. I'm looking for companies with high returns on capital, strong cash generation, low debt, price power, management teams that have shown they know how to allocate capital well, businesses that can keep growing even when the economy isn't perfect. Right now, the Nigerian market has been pulling back from, all-time highs. And whenever markets become pessimistic, quality companies sometimes become cheaper than they deserve to be. Those are the moments I love so much. Not because every cheap stock is a bargain, but because sometimes a great business goes on sale with everything else. Now, if you notice, I'm deliberately not naming specific stocks here, and that's because I'm preparing an entire video on the Nigerian stocks I'll be looking for for the second half of 2026. That video deserves a much deeper discussion than I can give here. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then you want to subscribe to the channel right now so that when the video goes live, you'll be able to get notified to watch the video. Now, this is the only part of the portfolio that changes. I don't think every portfolio needs to look exactly the same every month. Sometimes I might find a short-term opportunity in the stock market. Other times I might decide the better opportunity is outside equities altogether. Maybe a high yield commercial paper, you can never tell. Maybe another fixed income instrument. Maybe I simply just leave it, in a money market fund because nothing else in the market looks attractive. And I think that's an important lesson. You don't always have to be fully invested. Sometimes the best investment decision is waiting for a better investment. So that's my protected wealth first portfolio. I start by parking the full 500,000 naira in a money market fund. So I'm earning while I am thinking. Then over time, I build 3 buckets: income through REITs, long-term wealth through high-quality businesses, and a flexible bucket that adapts to wherever I believe the best opportunity is at that point in time. Because protecting wealth isn't about avoiding risk completely. It's about taking the right risk and at the right time and for the right reasons. So guys, after everything we have talked about, which part would I actually choose today, like right now? Personally, I would go with part 2, not because I think part 1 is bad. Far from it, guys. I actually think there are some interesting speculative opportunities in the market right now. But if this were my own 500,000 naira, I'd rather spend the next few months gradually building positions in high quality businesses while the Nigerian stock market is pulling back. I don't feel any pressure to swing for a home run. I'd rather just own businesses I can still feel confident holding 5 years from now than spend my time hoping one speculative stock changes my life. Because at least for me, building wealth has never been about finding one magical investment. It's about making enough good decisions that compound over time. Now, your answers might be completely different from mine, and it's totally correct. Some of you will watch this and think, Micah, I'm young or I'm old. I want to take more risk. I can bear it. Others will say, no, I'll sleep better knowing my portfolio is built around quality first. No answer is automatically right. The better answer is the one that's honest about where you are financially today. So let me know in the comment section, which part would you take? Are you a build wealth faster investor or a protect wealth first investor? I'm genuinely curious, guys, to see which part you fall into. Let me know in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this kind of practical research-backed investing content, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video to someone that will find value. There's also a link in the description and pinned comment to join my WhatsApp channel. That's where I drop real-time market updates, what I'm researching, what I'm watching in the market. And until next time, my colleagues, don't forget to stay sharp, stay safe, and invest wisely. Demo.